Hello Reborners, my name is Karen and this is Making Dolls with Karen. As many of y'all know, I recently acquired a Presley baby doll that I only paid $40 for, but I was very intrigued by his artwork. One of the things that struck me the most was the delicate looking little capillaries he had. And it was just so pristinely beautiful that I became interested in how do you make capillaries. And I started looking up videos on people making capillaries. And it made me a little more interested in more enhancing my doll. So to that end, I've laid out Martin. Martin is a realborn from Bountiful Baby. And we're going to use him as an experiment kit, and we're going to see just how many beautiful enhancements we can put on this baby. I'm going to call this one probably capillaries and veins. I'm going to be trying to do some veining and some capillaries, and the lady I watched do it, she made it look so incredibly simple. I don't really know which stage you're supposed to put the capillaries. If it's before you blush, after you blush, before you put the blue, after you put the blue, I don't know. But the doll she was working on looked like it had been nearly finished to me. I mean, it looked very good, and it made me think it's a last stage. But yet, I don't know. To me, it seems like it's an undertone. But we're going to try to put delicate looking features on Martin. She did it by wetting a brush, and I've done this myself before. She did it by wetting a brush and then using another brush to just pull a little bit of paint out of that brush and put it on the doll. And in that way, she created these beautiful capillaries on her doll. And they didn't show them up close, but I could tell they looked good. I could tell from what you could tell on the camera that they were very nice. And she also did some veining that way too. So I don't know if I can do any of that, but I'm going to practice on his head because his head is going to get hair. And if it looks ugly, well, hair will cover it up. But she just barely just touched the brush to his head like this. Well, the doll she was doing. And it made these little marks like that. I know you can see that. That's dark blue. And then she just took a sponge, just a clean sponge, and she took her time about doing it too. She didn't hurry. And she said you had to dab it just a little to make it look like a capillary. I don't know. I know capillaries are red, but we're doing this with blues because the bluing she did was very delicate as well. You might not can see it now. But it looks very good to me. And I was wondering if, when I put the blue on the foreheads and by the eyes and all that, if I shouldn't do it with a delicate stroke instead of just rubbing it across there. So I'm going to try something new with this baby. We're going to do some delicate work on him. And then we're going to bake him. And then I might do some sealing because, well, that's how you keep it on there. She said don't dab it too much because if you do, it won't look like, that doesn't look a bit like a capillary to me. That just looks like blue. But it's very intricate work, she said. It's very a very light touch, and I'm not achieving it with the blue. Evidently, that doesn't look right to me. It looks okay for blue enhancements, but it doesn't look like any kind of veining or any kind of I'm not a fan of veining the face anyway, and she didn't put it on any blue on the face at all. She only used the red on the face. But I don't know, does that look any more delicate to you? It doesn't to me. But anyway, like here by his eyes, when you go to put it by their eyes, maybe it'll be a little bit more delicate if you. She just barely let the ends of the bristles touch the baby's face. And she made up a very dark, very, very dark red color that she used for her her capillary. She didn't just use her plain blush color. She used this really dark color that she mixed up because it just only goes in little tiny areas. Can you see it by his eyes? I don't even know if you can. But she just barely stroked it on with, I'm gonna see, does this brush have any, these are red brushes, I think. This one has no color. Let's see about this one. Likewise, hardly any colors in this one. So this would not qualify for any kind of capillaries because it's lighter than the blush I put on the doll. So, I don't know. I think maybe I should first go ahead and just enhance him first, and then maybe I should put some of those delicate things on, because I'm not getting a good feel from this extremely pale blue that I've put on him. And that's very sketchy looking. It almost looks like veins. I don't know. It's just real. It's not solid like I usually put. It's not just a swipe. It's kind of blotchy. I don't know if that's better or not. I don't know. But that's going to be his blue for his face. And these two have no color I can discern in them. This one doesn't. That's red. And that one is also red, I think. But yeah, I don't know. The paint she used was very dark. In fact, she used primary red and ultramarine blue to mix it. And I'm thinking this thicker paint might work a little better. But what she did is she dipped a brush in it, but she didn't use that brush to put the capillaries on. She then dipped another brush into that brush. It's like when you saw me that time taking my brush and kind of just going over here and hitting this and doing stuff. She did it that way. And I don't know. We're going to see what we can do to him as we go along. I'm going to color his lips. He has been sealed previously, so that is one thing that will help to hold the color in his paint, is that he is sealed. And I have plenty of Martin kits, so I don't mind experimenting with one. Martin is a kit they almost always have on sale. I don't know why. Maybe it's not popular. Maybe they just have too many of them. I really don't know the reason. But I do know that a $19 kit is a $19 kit. And I bought a bunch of Martins because, well, he was $19. And over again, I bought him. Not because I wanted, to have just a bunch of Martins, but like I said, a $19 kit is a $19 kit. And you can experiment on them. You can make multiples of one doll, reborn them in different ways. And then people, they can buy them. And so he makes a great candidate for an experiment because I have a bunch of kits of him. That's the only reason he was chosen. He doesn't have any special features that warrant picking him or anything like that. He was just randomly chosen because I have several of them. And I'm going to do my normal enhancements on him as we go along, and we're going to try to put some of those capillaries on him. I don't know if I can, but I'm going to try. I want to branch out and do a few new things. And even with the dark color of Presley, his capillaries showed very well. And they were just very superficial looking. They were, to me, looked like they were way under his skin. Like a capillary would be on a baby normally. It would be an undertone to me, but I couldn't tell. He had delicate looking veins too. Very beautifully done. Whoever made him was an artist for sure. And I don't know how anybody could give that doll up. He is just beautiful. And they also modeled him using a sponge that had great big holes. And while I'm not a fan of modeling, his modeling did look very good. It looked like it was only one layer thick, one color, which to me, it almost looked like a brown color. I don't know. But it was very well done, is what I'm getting at. I don't think the modeling color so much was what made it look good, is that it was just well done. Since the little circles were so big, it didn't look so much like ringworm as it did like, I'm always comparing modeling to ringworms because, I don't know, you ever see ringworm on a kid? It's very ugly. And when my kids used to go to the swimming pool, the public swimming pool, sometimes they'd come back and in a day or two they'd have ringworm. And because I guess the pool was too dirty, I had to quit letting them go to the public pool. But it's just an ugly thing on a child. And it doesn't look any better on a baby, in my opinion. Well, there's his lips, for what they're worth. I do really like the way that Brooklyn came out when I sealed her after her enhancements were just right. I went on and sealed her again, and that worked very, very well for me. And I'm looking to do that again with this doll. But this time I want to incorporate some other enhancements in there with it. Well, he's got something on his toe already. I'm going to see, can't I just flick it off with this? A lot of times, things you can't get off with your nail, a toothpick will just get it right off. And it just looks like a little crumb of something. And then it just comes right off. We're going to be working very hard on this doll. It might be 6 or 7 or 8 or maybe even 10 episodes to get him just right. But we're going to see if we can. I'm going to be doing everything I can to make a very, very pretty baby. And every step has to be done exactly right. I thought I hit the mark on Brooklyn with her little enhancements. They looked awesome at the end. And she looked very pretty. And I'm going to reveal her. I'm going to go back to her video and reveal her. She's so pretty. I gave her hair and eyes and everything. We all were here when I gave her eyes. And I gave her some hair. And she's just awesomely cute. And that's what we're striving for with our babies. Every time we make a doll, can I get it a little better than the last one? Or can I at least get it as good as the last one? It's really hard to repeat some of the processes that we just happen to achieve on one doll, And then we go, I don't know if I can achieve that again. But, that's what we're striving for, to achieve something beautiful every time we make a doll. And Martin can be a beautiful baby. We can do it. I'm going to take however many bakes that I need to take. I'm not going to rush him. I'm going to work on him over a few days. I was going to do Dominic sleeping, but I can't experiment on him because I only have one of his kit. And they hardly ever put him on sale. And I want that kit to be premium awesome, and I can't do experimental things on him to try to make him premium awesome. I need to already be practiced on those things. And when I get finished with his enhancements, his first round, it's probably going to be 3 rounds. Because we're going to get these nails just right and those lips just right. And I'm going to try to do some modeling on him. And I'm just no fan of modeling. And it's not because, one reason is I can't do it right. My modeling looks very strange to me. Maybe I'm just overthinking it. You know, everybody is their own worst critic, and I sure am my own worst one, that's for sure. Oh, it is so hard to see these little nails. I've gotten to where my glasses don't do that much good for me. I end up seeing better without them. That's time to get new glasses. What do you say? I just have to go out and make that appointment and go to that eye doctor and have that exam. I hate that part. They dilate your eyes and look in them for 45 minutes with a bright light. It hurts so bad you can hardly stand it. And then you have to go through the eye exam where you read the numbers and letters and things. And then they start thinking up what kind of lenses you need. And the price of glasses is skyrocketed. It is prohibited. It's such a big price. I think the last glasses I got, I wanted the tint, you know, where they changed the tint when you go outside, which is a waste of money because here's the thing. When you go outside on your porch or anywhere where you're in your car, anywhere where you really want the sunglasses, it doesn't change enough to work. And if you are in full sun, well, you could just wear some sunglasses because that's what I do. So I prefer now to get two pairs. One pair is prescription sunglasses I can drive with, and even though I don't drive anymore, that's the way I do it. Oh crap. A lot of times trying to fix the nails, I rub off the color that's on there. Yeah, I don't drive anymore because, well, I don't have a car for one thing. And I'm 68 years old now because, well, I had my birthday. Yay, it's so fun to be 68. And I don't see as well. My reactions aren't as good. And I know a lot of people drive into their 80s, but I'm taking the responsible route and stopping myself from driving before I have some sort of a wreck. I'm not real good at it anymore because I'm shaky. It also might be the reason why I can't make really, really beautiful dolls. I have to steady my hand all the time because I'm shaky. And I just have to go really slow when I want to get something really, really right. Oh, great. I hate text messages. Sometimes they're not even a real text message. Just somebody going, oh, did you know this? You know, a company. Like I bank at Chime, and they're forever sending stupid messages. Stupid messages. Let's see what this stupid message is. Yeah. Text message from my brother. That's easier than him continuing to text me. Okay, that's the nails and the lips for right now. They are going to get more on them on another coat. These don't look quite right. It's because they're not even. I didn't take my glasses off until after I'd done this foot. Okay. That's his nails and his lips for right now. after he gets his first bake, he will get another coat. He's got his blue on his forehead. I have to decide about his feet and stuff. Oh, I need some more paint thinner. I decided to get clean paint thinner. Can you believe it? You don't need much, just a little. Because believe it or not, the dirty paint thinner will clean your brushes too. And I just flick that one around in there and just wipe it off because I don't want to expose it to any more paint thinner than I have to, which is an expensive brush. Paint thinner's not good for your brushes. That's one reason I don't clean my brushes, is because it's very, very bad for your brushes. They get enough on them when you're just painting. So anyway, I want to put the blue on his foot. Oh, he's got a little black spot on his foot too. Let me flick that one off. Sometimes things get in the sealer, and even though the sealer is on there, sometimes you can pick the thing out of the sealer. Sometimes you can't, sometimes you can. And sometimes it's just laying on top and it's just doesn't want to come off, and it takes the end of a toothpick to get it to come off. This is a little bit into the sealer. I can tell because I'm scratching the sealer a little bit. It is on the bottom of the foot, so hopefully it won't damage the look of the doll. There we go. This looks good. Now let me look at this one. It looks good. Okay, I want to put the blue on the bottom of his feet. I'm going to do it with a dry brush. And I'm going to dab it. I do want it to show, and one of the things that I noticed about Brooklyn was her enhancements showed so well, and I think it was because I sealed them. Her blue showed really good right through all the layers of paint. Hope I'm not smudging these nails. And you can tell this is a blue brush. It has a blue hue to it. They start to take on a little bit of the bristles, a little bit of color, and after you don't clean them for a while, you know. Anyway, there's the blue. We will redo the blue if we need to. I don't know if you can see it. You should not be able to, but sometimes you can. Okay, so there's that. I want to vein him, but I am ever so scared to vein him with a paintbrush. I tried on my practice kit and I was having no luck at all. I think I need to mix. I think I just need more practice with it. I think that the blue has to be thicker. It can't be that watery because it just runs. Even if you use a brush this skinny and you just dab it and you wipe it and you wipe it and you wipe it, when you start to swipe it on the doll, it runs. And that's not no good looking vein. Not to me. I'm gonna run in the bedroom and get my blue pencil. It's in there. I'll be right back. As usual, I'm the picture of preparedness. I don't know why. I can't remember the reason that I took my pencil into the bedroom. I must have needed to write something down, and it was the handiest thing there. So I took it, I guess. Now I need my pencil sharpener. Where in the heck is that? I know I didn't take it in the bedroom. Oh, I have a very organized table too. Don't model your table after mine. Even though I do try to be organized, my table is anything but. I'll have it organized and then I'll pull things out and I'll just lay them over to the side. This is super, super dull. A little too dull for me even. I'm going to try to, ooh, look at that. Look at that sharp point. I wasn't even trying to get that, but I got it. I'm going to try to give him some veins. I don't know, I don't have any real clue on how to vein a face. I'm going to look at Presley a little bit. Here's Presley after he got his hair. He is very, very cute. He has super delicate looking. I don't know how she did that. She didn't do that with no paintbrush, I can tell you that right now. That is some real, I mean, no dabbing like that. Well, he's got veins coming down on his forehead, here and here. He's got some over here on his cheeks. He just looks really, really awesome. He has lots of realism, depth of color and everything. He needs eyelashes back on, but he's gonna get them another day. I just don't know how to put veins on a baby like that. I'm gonna try, and this is a great big super fat experiment, to put one vein coming down his forehead. It's going to be super thin, and hopefully I don't have to try to wipe it off. Oh, that don't look bad. Can you see it? I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can see that. Doesn't look too bad. I'm trying to have a super light touch and give him an artery or a vein or something that has some realism to it, that somebody would say, oh, look at that, he's got beautiful veining. They're not going to say that. I'm just no good at putting veins on the face of a doll. That looks very too dark to me. I'm going to rub it some. That's better. That's what we want it to do, is fade beautifully into the background. We don't want to see a starkly dark vein on our baby. I'm not going to put any right on his face. That's where the capillaries go. I just wonder if she used a pencil. They are so delicate and tiny and thin. I don't even see how you can get a brush that little. I just don't know. But I can tell you right now that no kind of dabbing a brush on your face is going to give you that kind of capillaries. He's got some awesome capillaries. I'm going to try to blush him up now. Got another little speck on him. Martin, you're into the specks. There is no color on this brush. Very, 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 very little. Well, it's blushing him, so shouldn't complain, I don't guess. Just don't know anymore how much blushing you should do. It's very, very up in the air. If an amount of blushing that you put on your doll is right on spot, not enough, too much, it's all, most of it is a preference and how you prefer your doll to look. And he is very red right now. He looks very, very red to me. But yet this level of red is not enough that you would see it over the top, you know, after his layers go on. It's not, well, I knocked a whole bunch of paint off his lips. I'm going to have to redo his lips now. It's not dark enough. It's not that right depth of color. So we're going to have to do it in a couple of stages probably. I want him to be pretty, but I want to enhance him a lot. I'm going to try to make I have 2 modeling sponges, but as you can see, they have very, very tiny little holes in them. I don't know, I don't have any more of these teardrop shaped sponges that I can use to make one with great big holes in it. I just don't know what she used. I'm guessing it might have been a sea sponge because the holes were very irregular and they were very big. Maybe she just used one of these sponges and just put an enormous hole in it and just kept dabbing with that one hole. I don't know. It's hard to tell what somebody else does, you know, with their work. If you don't even know who they are or, you know, anything about their work, you don't know. So I'm going to attempt to make a modeling sponge that isn't stupid looking. Well, it might be stupid looking, but I want it to be, well, I can't even hardly pick out any of the, this is one of those dense sponges. I don't know why, but everybody that makes modeling on their doll, they use a very dense sponge like this. They don't use those real soft ones like I used to paint with. And I don't know why. Is that a big enough hole? I don't know. I'm making a mess on my table, I do know that. Maybe if I put another hole like over here at the corner. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing, really, to tell you the truth. This is all guesswork. I'm just no good at making these. The sponges I have, my friend made and gave to me. So, well, there's that. And I don't know if I want to model, I don't know. Presley's face is modeled and it looks good, but I've heard a lot of different artists say, don't model the face itself. You can model the head, but don't model the face. I'm going to put one coat of modeling on the back of his head. And when he comes out of his bake, his first bake, I'm going to see if I think he looks good or not. And if I think he looks good, his modeling that is, I'm going to put some more on him. I'm not going to be sealing him until I'm sure that I like his modeling. Or, well, all of his enhancements, really. This is tedious, isn't it? I saw a lady who made a veining sponge by doing this. She made one teeny little trickle of a piece of, and it was like she stamped on the veins, but they didn't look good. I didn't like that idea. You know, I'll try almost any idea that people have if I think that it has a chance to work. That looks like it could work to me. I'm going to try that on the back of his head, and I'm going to put, I don't know, purple probably, because I use a lot of red and blue on the dolls anyway, and if I'm going to be putting modeling on him, I don't want it to clash with his other red and blue enhancements. So I'm going to use this purple. I'm usually not a fan of purple because it really, not for modeling, I mean, because it just makes dark areas on the doll, really. It doesn't really give them that modeled look to me. But here we go. This is going to be on the back of his head, where if it doesn't look good or anything like that, Did I just take the wrong sponge, the wrong brush and do that? I think I did. Huh, put that back. And let's get a purple. I don't know what color I used, but I don't think it was purple. A lot of purple is coming out of it, so I don't know. Yeah, I think it might have been purple. I don't know. Put it back in there. Use this one. I know it's purple. If it doesn't look good, at least it's on the back of his head, and we don't have to worry about it interfering with his facial color or anything. Okay, I laid him in the paint thinner. I spilled some paint thinner right there, and I laid him down in it. See, that almost looks like the modeling that she did on Presley. See how big can you see it? You can see that it's wet, I know. It's just real big holes. And, well, if you overlap them too much, you don't have circles anymore. But that's all I'm going to do. And I'm just going to let it dry. Because all of that would be covered up by hair later on if I don't like it. Well, it's going to be anyway, even if I do like it, because I'm going to give him hair. Now, as for the rest of his feet, I'm going to use red, I think. I just get way into that purple sometimes, and I tend to go a little overboard with it. And I like the bottoms of their feet to be a little red. And that has to include the back of their toes as well, because that's part of the bottom of their foot. Now, if you're going to do the top of their foot too, you'll have to do the sides and the front of the toes too. But otherwise, just the back, because that's the part of the baby's foot that's considered the back of their foot, is the back of the toes. And I'm going to do this one the same. I got to remember to redo his lips. I messed them up when I was putting that blush on his face. He has a crease in his toe. I don't know what that means, but he has a crease in his toe. Like a little dimple or something. I don't know. Last time I saw a doll with a crease like that, it was it became a hole in their head. It was Maya. I had a Maya kit, and I was making it, and she had what looked like a little crease in her face. I don't know, just a little crease in her face. And well, I had just complained about some other dolls that had funny looking stuff on their face and stuff, and Bountiful Baby told me it was supposed to look like that. So normally I just thought, well, maybe she's supposed to look like that. And the more I reborned her, the more and more pronounced that crease became, until her face opened up. It was really quite weird. And I just was very, very upset about it. And I sent a picture of it to Bountiful Baby. They sent me another head right away, but still, after I did all that work, you know, you don't never want your doll to separate, but you sure don't want to do it after you've done a bunch of work on it. If you just, got it out and only just like sealed it or something, and then it separated, well, you might not be as upset as if you did 6 or 7 layers and modeling and all these different special things to the doll, and then the face separates. Oh, that's just that's just annoying. His lips are very pale. I don't know if I can in one coat get them the color they should be. I know that I need him upside down, and I got that stuff on the back of his head. So I have to balance him in the air to do this. I got a message from a viewer, from a follower, that said, oh, I like your babies, but they're a little boring. I don't know if she meant the babies were boring or my videos were boring. I got to thinking about it after a while. I initially thought she meant that the videos were boring. And I have been feeling pretty bad ever since I started this new medicine. It makes you sick to your stomach and dizzy sometimes, and you're just not as talkative when you're, you know, have an upset stomach, or you just feel really, really tired. You just don't feel like talking as much. And for that, I'm sorry. And if you think my dolls are boring, I don't know. I don't know what to do to fix that. I'm trying to make better dolls every day. But I want to apologize in advance for being boring. I don't know. That don't look good. I don't like. Uh-oh. I got it on it. I got it on his cheek even. I don't want it there either. I get that. Oh, I touched it. That's how. I touched the purple and then I touched his face. Yeah. See, this is starting to look a little purple because I put that blue and it's a vein, and then I put red over. Yeah, that should have been 2 steps, but I didn't do it in 2 steps. Well, oh well. We live and we learn. I'm not going to wipe all that off because it looks a little purple. But I do feel like I still need to do something more to his lips. They just look funny. I don't like the way they look. Okay, and even though I said I wasn't going to put much purple on him, he has this little creases down underneath his lips that I want them to be purple. Oops, don't touch his head and then touch his body. I think that they would look very good purple because, well, purple is the darkening color. I'm just going to dip this in the purple with the red on it. I'm not even going to bother to rinse it off. And I'm going to get as much of it off as I can. I'm always afraid I got it on my hands. I actually see people making their dolls with gloves on, and I wonder, is it because they think they're going to get the doll dirty? Or is it because they think that the paint's going to get their hand dirty? I don't know. And I'm going to enhance this little line under his chin, right up under his chin there. It might make him look grouchy like an old man, but oh well, we're going to do it anyway. And then this one down here. You never want your enhancements to run. You have to kind of have a wiped off brush, because if you don't, they're gonna run and you're not gonna like it. I mean, I don't like it when mine run. Okay, we have to decide about his creases. I've done on, well, I can't think of her name now. Brooklyn, I did creases with 2 or 3 different colors in 2 or 3 different ways. I painted them on in red. I painted them on in purple, different colored pencils, paint, dry paint, and they just, for all I could get out of it, looked like they were lavender. I'm going to pull out, if I can find his leg, right fast. I'm going to pull out Presley's leg. Where's Presley's leg? Where are you, Presley? Did I put you on the bottom? He is very, very, very cute. And his, I know he's at the bottom of this stack of doll parts because, well, I put most of them together. Yeah, this is Presley's leg. And as you can see, his modeling looks brown. I know you can see that modeling. Everybody can see that modeling. People in Hawaii can see that modeling. They don't even need to look at a monitor. But the holes are real big. And I don't know. And his creases also as well. They look like they're done with a brownish color. See, you can see right down in here, you can see his creases a little bit are brown. Reddish in some spots, like she went over, or he, I don't know who made this doll, went over it with either red first and then brown, or brown first and then red. I'm just not sure. But they weren't extremely neat about it, but he still looks really, really good to me. They didn't extremely stay in the lines, if you know what I mean. And I'm unsure about what color I want to crease with now, because, not that one, because of this. This is really starting to make me question some of the things I've done myself in the past. And was it good? Was it bad? Was it ugly? Was it all those things? I don't know. But I do know I want to crease him. And I guess there's no time like the present. I love creasing the feet. I love seeing those little, well, the point broke. When you put a really, really sharp point on your pencil, you risk it breaking as soon as you start using it. And then you have that little flattish little thing that it creates instead of a sharp point. And you always need to have a brush ready. I like this flat brush to brush the creases a little bit, because this point is not sharp. Because if you don't brush the creases, you're gonna have something funny looking. This point is not sharp, I can tell you that. It's not sharp enough. It's giving a divided line. And to me, it's not dark enough. I need to get back on that site for Jerry's Artorama and look up some more purples, because I tried to pick the darkest ones I could find. I didn't know how many to choose. I didn't know what color I was gonna like. And I picked 4 or 5 purples. And then I got them home, and I wasn't really completely thrilled with any of them. But I did like this one the best. And then I lost it for a while, and I was using the black grape. No, this is black grape. I was using the black cherry, which also looks a little bit purpley. I was trying to get something that resembled a purpley red color. I should have picked something called wine or I don't know. I don't really know all the names of the colors. I just know that when you're creasing, you want the color to be right. And see, when you smudge it a little, it looks a little better. I don't know if you can see that, but I can see it, and it looks pretty good. I'm going to keep going. I like creasing now. I want to give him, I want to bake him so I can see if this modeling, I think it's going to be pretty good. It looks good. I like the big hole. I like the big modeling. So keep in mind, this is an experiment, the whole thing. We don't know if we're even going to like it when we're finished. We might be going, oh, that's just terrible. But I don't know, we might not. I even like to enhance the little toes a little bit. I'm not going to do the top of his foot right now, because I put that nail polish on and I don't want to risk wiping any more of that off. It was bad enough on his lips. And oh, this is so hard. Those creases, I'm telling you, are murder. If you can stay in the line, they look a lot better. I got out of the line there a little bit, and I had to wipe it off a little bit because it was looking a little funny. But if you stay in the crease itself, make sure your pencil point is down in that crease, then you can make a pretty good looking little crease on there, baby. You don't have to completely crease the entire foot. I mean, it would look like a jigsaw puzzle or something if you did. But you just do however much you think is going to look good. And then when you like it, you stop. You're going, well, that looks pretty good. I think I'll stop there, you know. And you just stop wherever you think that's the point I want to be at. And remember, when you're using a pencil, the darker you want it, the more you have to press down. the bolder and thicker the line you want, the more you have to press down. If you want a thin, light line, you make a more superficial, you press more superficially. I like it. And in that way you get a little more control over your color. Okay, I don't remember what color this was. It's laying on the table, and I think it's purple. Is that purple? I can't tell. I think it's purple. I want to color his ears before we get him in. I do like the ears to be a little bit darker. I am going to try some capillaries, but I want to bake him first. I'm going to try that capillary method I saw online, even though I don't think it's the way to go really, because they don't look like his capillaries. I want his capillaries. I want Presley's capillaries. It almost looked like, I don't know, it almost looked like these little cells. You know, if you ever use a puppy pad on your table, you know they have little stop sign like looking little cells on it. It almost looked like that, a network of little capillaries, a whole network together, like it was a stamp or something. I don't know. I wish I could talk to the person who did it and say, how did you do this anyway? It's so awesome and beautiful. And get their insight. You know, all of us artists should stick together and learn from each other. Some people treat their art as a well-guarded secret. It's art. I mean, I don't think, I don't even know if any of these artists were alive at the same time. But, you know, Picasso wasn't in competition with Da Vinci or none of them. You know, they just painted, and it wasn't a secret. You know, they just painted, and it was beautiful, and everybody liked it. And you know, a lot of people teach art and they give away all their secrets, and I don't think it should be a secret. I mean, we can all make our own beautiful dolls, and some people don't even want to try, but I mean, you know, us artists should at least try to. I'm liking that modeling. It's just the wrong color. I need a more fleshy color. I think she or he used a brown color. I'm going to study those capillaries a little more. I think they were probably either done with a pencil or possibly some kind of a modeling sponge, maybe, that if you could see the delicacy of these capillaries. I don't see how anybody could get a brush to paint that fine. I just don't see it. I can see it on the veins maybe, but still, all in all, it seems a little unreal too to me that they could be that thin and beautiful and just perfect, spot on, the right shape and everything. But these capillaries, they're just, I don't know, it's just unbelievable. Nobody can paint that thin. That has to be some kind of magical something. I don't know. I just keep admiring him for his paint job. Anyway, okay, we've got our blue and our red. We've got veins, and in the face, I put veins in the face, y'all. And we've got some creasing on the bottom of the feet. I do want to vein him a little bit more on his arms and legs. I don't do heavy veining on my dolls because it just doesn't look realistic. I like the veins to look like they are beautifully blending into the background. I don't mind having veins in multiple places, but I don't want them super dark. gotta quit laying him down in the wet spots. His skin's starting to look wet. After I get his enhancements the way I want them, we're gonna seal him like we did Brooklyn. She just came out awesome, I think. And I want to have something similar to that effect on him. And it's gonna take probably 3 coats to get everything the way I want it before I seal him, probably. I'm guessing, but anyway, I think we've done enough to him to get him in the oven now and get him baked and hopefully come back with a good result. So we'll stop here and we'll try to preserve what we've already done. And where is my little clicker? And I'd like to ask everybody to please like, subscribe, and share. And happy reborning.